Hello, I was recently asked to try and explain what my books called Itinerant Thoughts were all about, and they're theological in nature, so if you're a Bible reader, then you might appreciate them. If you've had the chance to have me preaching in your church, if you're in the Middlesbrough, Stokesley, York, Selby, Doncaster, and Epworth end of the world, then you've obviously heard me preach as well. And what these books are an extension, if you like, of the Everyday with Jesus idea. Everyday with Jesus is usually one page, or the Our Daily Bread is usually one page, and you have a Bible verse, and then you have a few thoughts, and then you have a little prayer at the end. But what this does, or what these do, because there's 33 of them, all of New Testament is done, and from Genesis through to Isaiah, which I'm on now, is done. So Isaiah to be published in a month or two, or whatever it is. So what I thought I'd do was read from this one from Genesis, just read you a page and a half or so, to give you a flavour of what it will be like. So remember, it's read a chapter a day, think about it, read these thoughts, and if you agree with them, fine. If not, feel free to disagree. But what they're meant to do is to make us think, and especially question our attitudes to things and to people and to life. So Genesis 37 is a very famous chapter. These are my thoughts on it. Whenever I think of the story of Joseph, I start singing a song, and I can't help myself. Seeing Donny Osmond in the DVD version of Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat makes you love the story of Joseph. It's one of my favourite all-time Bible stories because of its complexity, and if you like, it is meant for film. So I will try to not delve to 37 pages to explain it. What do we find from this story about Joseph today? Well, it's entitled in my Bible, Joseph's Dreams, which to me is interesting, suggesting that his dreams in this story are the most important thing to remember. But as a writer and a reader of fiction, I tend to see the man or the woman in the story and their character and their personality before I see what happens to them. So let's have a look at both, shall we? Genesis 37 tells us that Jacob and his family, albeit a large one, lived in Canaan, verse 1, and by this time Joseph is 17, and he's tending flocks with his brothers. Jacob, or Israel, as he is now known, loves his son Joseph more than any of the others, or at least that's the perception among the remaining brothers. Did he love Joseph more in reality? Or is this the writer again using hyperbole to paint a certain picture of this man called Jacob, so that his audience at the time would see him in a more favourable light? Maybe, culturally, there was a thing at the time that one had to be like this in order to be seen as fatherly and dominant. We tend to look on favouritism as a bad thing today. But back then it might have been a natural and normal expectation. As a result of this love and favouritism from Jacob, though, he makes Joseph a coat that the Bible describes as ornate in verse 3. And when the brothers see it, they are jealous. All perfectly normal, you might think. Sinful, and yet utterly normal. But is it right to be like that? Should this be the way that we are with our brothers and sisters? And indeed, should this be the way that we are with our brothers and sisters in Christ across the world? The answer is obvious. No, it shouldn't. Love is the only answer for this world's issues and pains at the moment. The time that we start loving and using love as an answer and bringing it into being, then the better the world will be. And for that chapter, there's another page and a half. But you get the idea. If you want to buy it, head to www.lulu.com and type in Itinerant Thoughts Genesis. I can't remember how much it is, but it's not much. God bless you.